Welcome, foolish mortals.
Time to be turning around. If only you could.
Cause this here's the wildest ride in the wilderness!
Hey, Henry, what's holding you up? Let's get on with the show. We can't hang around here all day.
Ladies and gents, this is the moment you've waited for.
There's no turning back now.
This is the greatest show!
It's coming on the burning lights. With the runaways are running tonight. Impossible comes true. It's taking over you. This is the greatest show.
Now it's time for the WDW Beyond the Gates podcast with your hosts, Michael Hurley and Gary Aruda. That's right. This is the WDW Beyond the Gates podcast, episode number 542, recorded from the D. Fauntleroy Studios in Kent County, Rhode Island, and sunny Southwest Florida. I'm your host, Gary, joined as always by my co-host and my cousin Mike out of Florida. How you doing today, Michael?
Oh, I'm doing fantastic. Thanks for asking.
That's good. What's new in your neck of the woods?
Not too much. I won $100 in the golf game this weekend.
That's what I'm talking about. Let's go.
You like that?
3 skins?
Yeah, we audited it though, and one of those skins needs to go to Richard Veal Sultan Boca.
Oh, really?
He made a 4-net 3 on 17.
Ooh,
Chipped it up to like tap in.
that's a good play. He's getting a shot on 17.
Apparently he was.
That's sandbag.
Or maybe just birdie was.
Oh,
Maybe
okay.
nobody's getting shots and the birdie won.
I'm gonna say, isn't that like the 18th handicap hole?
It has to be. That's the easiest hole on the golf course.
Sandbagger. Guy shoots 38 on his own ball in the member guess, and he's getting a shot on the 18th handicap.
Yeah, you're still he brings that up. He goes, your cousin doesn't like. I go, your cousin. I said, my cousin likes you. He asked me what kind of player you were. I said, you're probably 2 shots better than me, which is what Jin says. I said, and you dropped a 39 on us. You didn't take one ball from your nephew.
Yeah.
I said, of course there's animosity.
Oh, he's a sandbagger. It's okay.
Yeah.
Why do we get everyone's best shot in that stupid thing?
We really do, don't we?
We have Gary Sankey, who's 190 years old. And he makes like 4 pars in a row to close out.
What was it? What was his handicap in the 30s?
It was like 28.
He had a 28, and what did he shoot? Like 46?
Yeah, getting like 2 shots off of it.
There were some holes where he was getting 2 shots.
Yeah, like a shot and a half actually, but on 9 holes, that's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, we had to make straight up birdies. You and I are both 16, 17, 18 handicappers. We had to make birdies just to have these guys.
And even the guys who won the flight, like I had to pull shots out of my orifice on the last 2 holes just to push them.
Yeah, that was like the best round of golf we had. We pushed them. I think we were 3 down with 3. I think we were like 3 down, and
we were 3 down with 3 left.
Yeah,
and we pushed them. Yeah, it's ridiculous. We play like crap, but we get everyone's best shot.
Yeah, I mean, if that's the way, let's just put us in Group 1. Let's go after Blanton. Let's just play them straight up, right?
Get some shots.
It's the same thing, yeah.
We'll play to our competition, apparently.
Yeah, apparently, yeah.
These guys, 33 handicaps, shooting at 41 on his own ball.
He made straight. He parred 17 and 18 straight up.
Yeah, exactly.
And the thing with these guys too is like they'll go hit it sideways. When they're out of the hole.
Oh, when they're out of the hole.
When you're on in 2 and they figure out, they'll start hitting it sideways to make you think that these guys are complete hackers.
Oh, you think that's what it is?
Oh, when they're in the game, that old man, he straight up pars. Remember, he said like he's got 7 hole-in-ones and he was a single handicap. If you're a single handicap at one point of your life,
you could never be
if you're a 40 handicap. Eventually, there's going to be some golf holes and some golf shots that are going to come right back to you.
Yeah, no. Well, he definitely figured it out.
Yeah, he did. He did it quickly too, didn't he?
Yeah. Sick and tired of that.
Everybody's drumming these guys. We got them in the last round. We'll make some. We'll come back to the Come back toward the top, and nope, we lost. We got smoked by these two schmucks.
Have a good day. That's the fun of it, though, isn't it?
Yeah,
Not
I mean,
losing, but like
it's
the competition.
embarrassing. I mean, finishing last in the last flight's kind of embarrassing. I think, don't you?
It's not great.
I mean, not great is kind of an understatement.
I think we were tied for last, though.
Were we
We
tied
weren't
for
la-
last?
We weren't last by ourselves. We won a couple matches.
That's a problem because I was telling Kurt, I think last week, and I said the problem is we both par the same holes, and then we're both in our pockets on the same holes.
Yeah, that doesn't work.
Like I'm in my pocket, you pipe a drive, you got gap wedge into number
And I
number
chunked it at
5,
my
and you
feet,
leave
yeah.
3 at your shoes. I mean,
It's not great. And then you
Pick
can't
it
get
up.
mad because you're already out of the hole.
I already hit my 2 tee balls and I smash hooked them into the pond. It's your hole, and then you just drop 2 in the water. Pick it up. It's good from there. Remember how confused those guys were? They hadn't hit their approach shots. You're gonna make a 16. It's good. Pick it up. Let's keep going.
We shook hands at 165 in the fairway.
That's embarrassing.
That wasn't great. I did hit a good drive on that hole, too.
Yeah, but then you talked about it. That's what got me nervous. You said that's a good drive, and I'm looking. I'm like, oh, you got 142 carry water. I said this. You flail it, it's gone.
Yeah.
You hit it pretty good, but you don't carry it quite to where you need. It's gone. I'm like, there's a lot that could happen here on number 5, and it happened twice.
It did. It happened both times, back to back. It's good.
I mean, you could have chili chunked it into Carlisle Merring's office.
That would have been better. I should have maybe played it. From
Yeah,
there.
I mean, if you put it off the maintenance shack roof, you still probably would have had a play.
Exactly.
I mean, there are people listening. They have no idea who Carlisle Merring is.
No.
They don't know the whole number 5 besides Alex Detweiler and Mike Duranko.
I feel like most of the people probably have a pretty good idea of the holes at your course at this point.
You think
if they've
they
been
know
listening.
our holes now? They could do the flybys?
I think so.
Really?
I think if you took like a decent golfer out there, you'd be like, "Oh, this is 8."
You
right?
think if
You'd be
I
like,
threw an aerial on a social media, somebody, that's got to be set. That's got to be the easiest hole. That's 17. There's no
That's
water.
17,
You should be
yeah.
able to score on a straightaway par 5. You think that's what's going on?
Maybe it could be some of that. All right, should we get into it?
Sure.
All right, so this week we are going to talk about a place that we ate at together.
We did
back in July. Roundup Rodeo BBQ in Hollywood Studios. We had dinner there. This is a family style, all you care to enjoy restaurant. It's in Toy Story Land at Hollywood Studios. It is $45 per adult, $25 per kid. You get bread service that comes with it, which is cheddar biscuits with sweet pepper jelly, which, by the way, those biscuits, I loved those biscuits. I thought they were fantastic. Sometimes you get a biscuit and they can be like dry. These were very, very soft and moist. And
Yeah, you're
the
right.
pepper jelly was really good. I liked the biscuits a lot. Then they had the salad course, which you get the root and tootin' tomato salad with cucumbers, pickled red onions, and a white balsamic vinaigrette.
How good is that?
It was so good.
How good was that?
It was phenomenal.
You know, and when that menu first came out, I said that's a winner. And when I watched a few blogs, I said that looks so good.
It is, and it was.
It was.
Because it was like the cucumbers were still crisp. The tomatoes
were good. If you get a dud tomato or a dud cucumber, it totally ruins that dish.
Yeah.
And like you said, they were both fresh.
And the red onions gave it a little bit of crunch. Yeah. And then they had a watermelon salad, which was just chunks of watermelon with some mint. But how can you go wrong with watermelon?
You can't mess that up.
That's a fan favorite. I don't even know if I had any because the girls were going to town on the watermelon, but I mean, watermelon's great. You can't go wrong with that. And then the platter that we ended up getting comes with all of the following. These are all smoked. Smoked ribs, beef brisket, a sausage, which is a fire-grilled pork sausage, barbecue chicken, and baked beans. And our server mentioned to us, she said, if you want, it's not on the menu, but you can order grilled salmon as an additional entree. So I said, bring out some salmon. So
Why not?
They brought that out as well. And you also get all the sides, which is potato barrels, which are tater tots, some coleslaw, Slinky Dog mac and cheese, corn on the cob, grilled street corn, which were not good. That was the only thing I disliked on the menu.
I agree
was
with
the
you.
corn on the cob. And I already mentioned the baked beans. We were on the dining plan, so we got some cocktails. You want to get into that a little bit?
Yeah, sure. It was milky, wasn't it? It was a peanut. What was it?
Yeah, Grown Ups peanut butter and jelly, $17. It was frozen screwball peanut butter whiskey, Minute Maid vanilla smoothie mix, and grape jelly, all blended together. And I'll tell you what, it tasted like a peanut butter and jelly, 100%.
Oh, no doubt about it.
I don't know if I'd order it again. It was a little too thick.
You're
too
right.
filling. It was too much like a milkshake, which I mean, it was a vanilla smoothie mix.
It might be a good cocktail, like if you're at the pool.
I agree with that. But when you're having like a giant dinner where you're trying to eat as much filth as possible, I don't know if having that smoothie was the best play.
I agree with you 100%.
That being said, it wasn't bad. It just I don't think it was the best play. And then I believe I got, because Sarah doesn't drink, so we were on the dining plan. I got another cocktail. I think I got the Rattler rum punch as well, which was Bacardi rum, orange, pineapple juice, lime, and passion fruit, garnished with a sweet and spicy rim. That one was $15. So those are the two cocktails I had. But let's
how
get
was
back
that one?
That one was much better. I like that one a lot. I like
Right.
like a fruity rum drink. That was good. So let's start back at the beginning. The bread service, like I said, I really enjoyed the cheddar biscuits.
It was fine. I'm not a big bread person,
Right.
but it was okay.
I thought they were fantastic, and it came with the pepper jelly, which was good on it. Again, that tomato salad was so good. That might have been the best thing on the menu there.
Oh, it was by far the best thing on the menu.
It was so good. And then the platter. We had the ribs, the brisket, sausage, chicken, and then the salmon. I tried the salmon. You never even tried the salmon. You're not a big salmon guy in
just
general.
not a big salmon guy.
It was good. The salmon was very good. It was like a glazed, grilled salmon. It was cooked very well. Moist, flaky, tasty. Wasn't too fishy. Sometimes salmon can be a little fishy. It wasn't.
Certainly can. Yep.
Wasn't too fishy. I thought it was excellent. The ribs were fine. Weren't my favorite thing on the platter. The
problem is like with ribs, especially Disney ribs, is that they don't slow cook them. They don't give them the attention that you really need to make some solid ribs.
Yeah, sometimes they're dried out, or they're just not
little too chewy.
They can be.
Yeah, the ribs weren't a hit. I mean, you get the same type of ribs over at Whispering Canyon,
right? Or Hoop-de-Doo, or Flame Tree Barbecue, or the American Adventure Pavilion. Whatever. What's that one called now? The Regal Eagle.
Regal Eagle. I mean, they're fine, but
there's ribs at a lot of places, and they're
6 out of 10. Is that fair?
Yeah, they weren't bad. Like, I would eat them if that's all that we got.
Yeah.
Like, for the entree, I would have eaten them and they were fine, but I'm glad there were other things. Like, the beef brisket, I thought was very good. I think we asked for more of that. That was one of the things.
Yes, we did. We got some
more
sausage because the kids really liked the sausage.
I liked the sausage was good. It came like
really good,
rolled up on a stick, so it looked like it was like a coil of sausage.
Yeah, it was like if you buy a kielbasa in the supermarket.
Yeah. But it was very good. Just a grilled pork sausage, and it was like a little bit smoky. That might have been the best meat, the sausage. Between that and the brisket, for sure.
Yeah, yep, that's fair. The two of those were hits.
And then The chicken, I wasn't a big fan of the chicken. It was a little too smoky for me.
Okay.
Did you have any of the chicken?
I did not. No.
No. It was okay. There was nothing wrong with it. It just wasn't my favorite. But I would say 2 really good things and then that salmon. So 3 excellent proteins available there. I don't know if the salmon's like always an option. She brought it up to us. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Like you can always ask for it if you're going
I've
there,
heard
but-
that it is. Yeah.
Okay. I guess they probably just don't want to put it out because a lot of people won't eat it and they don't want to waste it, but they'll give it to you if you ask for it. But yeah, so far, like no real disappointments
Yeah.
in this menu. Now we can go to the sides. Potato barrels, you can't mess up tater tots. They were good. nice
They
and
were
crispy.
good. They were good. You can mess them up, but Disney does a great job. I mean, the
Okay, fair
best
enough. Yeah.
potato barrels you can get is over at Fort Wilderness.
Oh,
Hands
okay.
down.
Yeah.
Their breakfast there is phenomenal, and their potato barrels are phenomenal. But these were really good. Like when
Yeah.
I say you can mess them up, if they're just a little too greasy,
Right.
it
true.
ruins it.
Yeah. But these were perfect. They were nice and crunchy.
Crunchy,
They had a good amount of salt on them.
good seasoning. They
Like
were
I was
good.
just sitting there, like popping them back. Like I thought I was full, and there was just a little plate of these potato barrels, and you just can't stop.
Yeah, they're
eating
like
them.
potato chips. You just
Yeah.
you don't realize what you're doing. You just keep putting them down.
There was a the veggie slaw, which I like coleslaw. I'm a big fan of coleslaw. This one was good. It wasn't like otherworldly, but it was good.
Uh-huh.
The mac and cheese, I don't believe I tried. I think I
I
left
tried
that for
some.
the
It was
kids.
good. It was
Good mac
better
and-
than your typical, Kraft macaroni and cheese. It was
Okay.
fresher.
Yeah.
It was good.
The baked beans I enjoyed. I like baked beans a lot. These were pretty good, even though they're plant based. So sometimes you get the baked beans and they have like the chunks of the meat in there.
Yeah.
But these
Yeah,
were
little
plant based, so they didn't.
Pieces of bacon or ham.
Yeah. But they were good. Good baked beans. Good like molasses sweet sauce with them. And then the one thing I really disliked out of the whole menu is this corn on the cob. It was just awful.
Yeah, I didn't even try it, but you and Susie thought it was horrible.
So it had like it's grilled, which fine, grilled corn on the cob, it's good. But then it had like this seasoning and this like crumbly cheese on it, and it just didn't go. I know that's like a thing, like street corn, Mexican street corn. They put like this special, like I think it's called Oaxaca cheese,
Okay.
and that might have been what was on it. And I've never had it before, but it wasn't I wasn't a fan. Maybe some like lime juice or something. I think there was like it was like citrusy, and like the cheese just didn't go together. It wasn't for me. So that was too bad. I bet you could ask for it without the junk on top. And maybe next time I'll do that. I'll see if I can get the corn on the cob just plain without anything else. Because that's one of both my daughters love corn on the cob. They'll eat like 5 pieces of it. And they didn't like this. They wouldn't even
Oh,
try
so
it.
they didn't even like it.
Well, they wouldn't even try it because it looked gross. And it
Okay.
was gross. So I don't blame them. Yeah, I mean, what are your thoughts on these sides? Did you have any
I'm not a
recollection of
hu-
any of them standing out?
Yeah, the potato barrels were phenomenal. I'm not a coleslaw guy.
No. Did you have any of the beans? You must have tried some. You like
Yeah, I
baked
tried
beans,
some.
don't
They
you?
were fine. They were fine. Yeah.
So that was all good. And then I guess we could talk about the restaurant itself a little bit before we get into dessert.
Sure.
I was expecting it to be loud, and it was a little loud. I was expecting it to be like a lot to take in, and there's a lot. Like every inch of that wall is colored and themed, and like it's 100% a themed restaurant. Like there's no doubt about it. This is like kid central from the minute you walk in to the minute you leave. Everything is themed down to the last detail.
Yeah.
But I didn't feel like it was overwhelming. Like kids weren't running around. It
Right.
wasn't like interactive. They had stuff like come over the loudspeakers. You were supposed to freeze and things went on, which was fine. That was all cute because the servers all got involved. Everyone did their thing, but it wasn't like like a character buffet where kids are running around and you're worried about bumping into weasels the whole time. Like,
Right. I thought it was going to be an absolute miserable experience. I went
yes,
because I wanted to see you and your family, and it looks like a good menu. I hadn't been, so I wanted to try something new, but I thought it was going to be miserable. Didn't you?
I was a little nervous about it. Yeah,
Concerned. You were a little concerned, weren't you?
right. I mean, with the younger kids, it was fine. Like I wasn't expecting fine dining, and it certainly wasn't.
But like, I think I agree with what you said about a buffet and that people running around, but there was none of that.
None of that.
Everybody just stayed at their table and everybody just had fun at their table, and there was none of that
It wasn't hectic. It
annoyance.
wasn't
I
as
just I wasn't annoyed like I do at some
yeah.
character breakfasts.
Like you get like anxious, like anxiety.
Yeah,
when there's
you get
too
a
many.
little anxiety. Like you see a couple of little weasels like standing by your table, and you're
Right,
kind of like looking around as like somebody gonna get this little jerk off my potato salad.
right. There was none of that.
Yeah, there was none of that.
So I was pleasantly surprised at that aspect, and it was nice. The theming in there was good. It was what it should be. Like if you went to that and it was just like a regular restaurant, you'd be kind of disappointed, I would think, if you expect it to be highly themed,
Yeah.
and it's not. But I was happy with how I don't want to say calm, like it wasn't relaxing or calm, but like it was way more calm than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be chaos in there, and it was not chaos.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be I thought it was gonna be crazy. I thought the food was gonna be okay. I thought it was a great value. We can speak
Yes.
about what was the price point. Do you have that up?
45,
How much?
45 for an
Yeah,
adult,
I think
25
that's
for
fine for
kids.
what we got. Don't you?
Oh, absolutely. I think it's a great. I think you get that value out of it. And
Mhm.
soft drinks are included, uh, like
If
soda
you're
and
paying
whatever.
out of pocket.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like the only thing you have to pay extra for is cocktail or specialty drinks, but like regular soda, iced tea, things like that are included in the price of the meal. And then you also get dessert. It says select one per guest, and there's 5 different types of desserts. But she brought us like a few of each to try.
Yeah, a ton of desserts, exactly.
And they're just like little shot glass kind of size, like
Yeah,
kind of like
kinda
two
like
little bite things.
cupcake.
Yeah. So they had a lemon and blueberry cheesecake, a chocolate silk pie, an apple pie, a peach and strawberry pie, and cupcake a la Forky, which is a uh, gooey chocolate cake with graham cracker buttercream and a sugar cookie on top. And I think we all basically tried at least a bite. I
Mhm.
know I did of all of them, and they were fine.
Mhm.
I feel like the desserts at Disney are not anything to write home about at the restaurants
You're right.
in general. Like, I feel like you get better desserts if you're doing like a quick serve snack than at the sit downs. Like the desserts are such an afterthought,
They really are. I mean, you get
which
your
is
creme
disappointing
brulee.
because when you're on the stupid dining plan, they include a dessert. You can't get an appetizer. They include a dessert, and the desserts stink. half the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, you'd rather get nap, wouldn't you?
Absolutely, 100 times out of 100, I'd rather get nap. And I guess you can ask, but I think they're a lot more strict now than they used to be on that, and like moving things around, saying, "Can I get?" And they're the same price, like a $9 appetizer or a $9
Yeah,
dessert.
that's true. That's true.
Shouldn't matter, but I get it. They were okay. Nothing to write home about. I wouldn't like save room for the dessert. If you really like
Yeah.
one of the sides or the entrees, fill up on that. 'Cause
Yeah,
the
just
dessert
keep eating. I agree.
is kind of an afterthought. But that being said, I think the biggest plus to this place was after the fact, we both agreed that we would go back even without the kids because we were so both pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, yeah. No, I agree. I'd go back. I'm not like hopping at the bit. We're going back in September.
No, it's
And
not
it's
high
year
on my
30,
list.
and then that I will not be seeking that out, but
It's not a one and done though.
no, it's not a one and done. I thought it was definitely a one and done, didn't you?
I had the same feeling. Yeah, I was ready to be like, all right, we tried it. It was fine. We're not doing that again. But like you said, the price point isn't bad. If it was $60, it would be a one and done. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's not worth that. But for like 45 and 25, that's not bad.
It's not bad.
Like for a family of 4, what's that? $140 for that? You 2 kids, 2 adults. That's not bad. And then you get a lot. You can get as much as you want. You can ask for more of anything. Like we could have had 10 servings of that cucumber salad if we wanted. The service, at least our server was
She
phenomenal.
was awesome. She
Phenomenal.
was awesome.
Super attentive, bringing out stuff, asking if we needed more. It came out quick. Sometimes at those like Whispering Canyon,
Oh,
you
Whispering
ask
Canyon could be slow.
you ask for more stuff and it's like 25 minutes later.
Yeah,
you're
it's
like,
almost like they just don't want you to have it, so they're hoping that
Yeah.
you just say, "Okay, the hell with it, bring us a check because we gotta be on the tee in 25 minutes," right?
Right, because we asked for like more sausage and brisket, and it was out within what 3 minutes probably.
Yeah, yeah, it was quick. It
Very
was quick.
quick.
The service was amazing.
Great service there, and they must want to just turn tables nonstop because it was packed in there for sure.
But they did not rush us along at all.
Not at all. They combined tables for us, which I didn't think they were going to do. They
Yep.
were able to. We had a great table along the wall.
Yeah.
I thought that was a great spot.
I mean, you hear horror stories about Ohana,
Yes.
and I haven't seen that in any of the restaurants that I've been at lately, as far as them rushing you.
No, that's a good point. I mean, granted, neither of us have been to Ohana in a long time, so I mean, they might still be rushing people there, but you would think if any place is going to rush you out, it's going to be the Toy Story restaurant
Yeah.
where they're just trying to get people out of there. And it really, I didn't feel rushed at all.
And
I
we
don't
had
even-
an early reservation. It's not like we were one of the last where they can,
No, what
we
was it,
can
like
sit there for
5:30
2
or
hours.
something?
Yeah, it was early.
5:15, 5:30, yeah. No, that was it was great. Yeah, we were in there for a while for sure because we didn't really get a lot done before the park closed. We must have been in there till 7:00. We were probably in there for an hour and a half at least.
Oh, at least, yeah, because the sun was starting to go down.
Yeah. So overall, I thought it was a very good experience. It exceeded my expectations on what I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be glorified like quick service food. And it definitely
Yeah, that was
wasn't.
my concern.
They definitely put some care into the sides, which I appreciate because I like the sides. They just don't throw, the easy stuff at you. And barbecues are pretty much a crowd pleaser for the most part, and they had a good variety of
safe.
stuff. It's super safe, and it should be for that
Everything
type of
on that menu
restaurant.
is safe. Yeah.
It should be. So I'm not gonna kill it for having, the same old barbecue. That's what it's supposed to be. But they did a good job. Like I said, the brisket was really good. The sausage was good. The salmon was excellent. The sides were good. Salads, biscuit, there's a lot more to like than there was to complain about. The ribs were just okay. The chicken was just okay. The corn on the cob was bad, in my opinion. Some people might like it. That could be their style. It wasn't like technically bad. I just didn't like the flavor of the corn. It's not like, how sometimes you get corn on the cob, it's like overcooked and like mushy or something.
Yeah.
It wasn't that. So that wasn't the problem. It's not like it was a bad job. It was a bad flavor to me. But like I said, I would definitely go back again. I think the kids enjoyed it, so they would probably be happy to go back again. And I think the biggest, like I said, the biggest bonus or the biggest thing you could take away is that you would go back again, just you and Susie.
Yeah.
Because it was that good. And like you said, you're not dying to go back tomorrow, but in 2 years, if you see that reservation pop up and you happen to be staying at Riviera, you might say, "Oh, let's take the Skyliner over and
Yeah, I might.
have dinner there." It was pretty good. I don't know. You have any final thoughts?
Not really. Do you think this is totally just for families with young kids?
I mean, it's certainly geared towards that for sure. There's not a lot of great restaurants in Hollywood Studios, so I think it was definitely needed.
Other than Signatures, I mean,
That's what I mean. Like
I
Brown
love
Derby is great.
I love Brown Derby, but
But
this
you're not-
single credit aren't all that great. Like we love Mama Melrose. Nobody likes that place, but
Yeah. Hollywood and Vine people crap all over that. I've
they
never
crap
been there.
all over that. Sci-fi,
Sci-fi's
you ever
fine. I've
been
never
there?
eaten there.
Yeah.
But it's just burgers, right?
I like
Basically.
50s. I'll always like 50s.
50s it's fun, but there's like 4 entrees, and they're not that great.
Yeah, but I like them all. I like the
Fair enough.
comfort food. I like the chicken,
No, I
and
get
I
it.
like the pot roast.
I get it. But I think it was needed. It's in the sweet spot for them. I mean, it makes perfect sense. They built Toy Story Land. They might as well have a Toy Story restaurant there.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So it shows. I mean, I know they're doing everything IP, but at least they themed the hell out of it. Like,
Yeah, they did a good job.
they could have definitely gone cheap on it, but they went all out. A lot of stuff in there. Definitely a lot to look at. It'll keep kids entertained. And the food comes right out too, which is great. That's one of the
Right.
things that I really like about the family style is you're not waiting if the service is slow or the kitchen's behind, you're not waiting 10, 20 minutes for your appetizers to come
Yeah,
out
right.
and all that stuff. Like, I don't mind if it's just me and Sarah, but when you
Yeah,
have
exactly.
kids
Like
and
when we're at Narcoossee's, I don't want to be rushed, but no, I completely understand what you're talking about.
a place like this, it's what you want. You want it to come out right away. But you said there may be an accompaniment to this episode coming out on our YouTube channel.
Yeah, we'll get that out.
So we have a
dining
review.
review with you, and we have a couple assistants who helped us out.
Yeah, we had Yergina and Yergina Jr.
Green Junior, yeah.
that really wanted to be a big part of the review, so they're part of that. We get their opinions. You get to see a 9 and a 7-year-old's take on this, which is their target
I'll
audience.
tell you
So
what, they were tough too, weren't they?
they have a critical
They were
eye.
honest. I mean, they liked a lot of the stuff, but they were completely honest.
100%. 100%. So look for that on our YouTube page, youtube.com/@WDWBTG. All of our socials are at WDWBTG, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. You've been throwing out a lot of the vertical videos, the reels, the YouTube shorts, the TikToks. Those have been going out.
Yes, sir.
So check those out. Some little quick hitters. There's some stuff from episodes and some of the videos you've done. So that's a good
I'll tell you what, the more I
Good
watch
addition.
these shorts with
They're
the two of
addicting.
us, we're two handsome young men, aren't we?
That's a good point too.
I mean,
it's gonna help. I mean,
we
our
kind of
female
make fun of
audience could-
ourselves and we self-deprecate, but when I actually see myself on a 60-inch TV,
you're liking what you're seeing. Is what
we're
you're
both
saying.
good-looking young men.
That's true. It runs in the family, I guess.
I guess it does.
Definitely runs in the family. But yeah, you can check out all those on our socials. You can go to our Facebook group, WDW Beyond the Gates Podcast Family. Join us over there for some good discussion. You can go to our website, WDWBTG.com. You can email us, info@WDWBTG.com, Mike@WDWBTG.com, and Gary@WDWBTG.com. Did I leave anything out, Pards?
No, you hit everything, buddy.
All right, that's going to do it for episode number 542 of the WDW Beyond the Gates podcast. For my co-host Mike, my name is Gary. Thanks so much for listening, and we'll talk to you again next week.
Now it's time to say goodbye to all our company. M-I-C
See you real soon.
K-E-Y
Why? Because we like you.
M-O